one of the teachers recommending that I take her for an eye exam because she was having difficulty, especially with reading tests. That was the first inclination that there was issues with reading. She's such a smart kid. I used to say, you're such a smart kid. So I had no clue, you know.
Almost 2/3 of people have met someone with a learning disability.
We worked at Kmart.
Yeah, that was
We met under the blue light special. So yeah, we had no idea we were going to have kids with specific learning disabilities, and our 3 boys were going to be on the autism spectrum.
You're in a classroom with like 40 kids, and if you're not caught up with the other kids, they're just going to leave you behind.
I think accept that your daughter has something wrong and this diagnosis will affect her whole life is hard. It's not easy. On that time, I was crying every single day. And now I'm learning a lot from Destiny. I'm learning a lot.
We started noticing a lot of changes on him. And instead of moving forward, he looked more like going backwards. And that's when we got the diagnosis, and they told us, yeah, he's autistic. But it was really tough on us for a long time. I would say about 6 to 8 months. It was really tough because we didn't know what to do, where to go. And
so what Learning Rights Law Center brought for us was putting things into the proper perspective.
Learning Rights Law Center is a legal services nonprofit that fights for a child's right to education.
To be eligible for services at Learning Rights Law Center, you have to be low income, live in the greater Los Angeles area, and have an education issue impacting your life. On a day-to-day basis at Learning Rights, we see lots of clients who have education issues. We also spend a lot of time working one-on-one with those clients to try to figure out whether they need direct legal representation. We also spend a lot of time working with our staff to make sure that we're thinking big. We're thinking about the systemic issues that impact education and trying to come up with strategic and systemic approaches to fixing education in Los Angeles.
We call it self-advocacy. We teach parents how to navigate the special education system. We find that a lot of our parents don't understand what special education is. So they don't know what their rights are, but also they don't know what their responsibilities are.
In 2016, Learning Rights provided over $2.7 million of free services to low-income and disabled students. That's pretty cool.
The education that they provide to the parents is a huge help. When they transferred the early intervention to kinder, I was prepared.
It brought everything where we had pieces of the puzzle, it brought the puzzle all together.
It's never held her back. I think because of her learning disability, she saw a need that wasn't being filled.
All right, is this all right? So it seemed like I just kind of was moving fast, trying to keep busy, knowing that something was wrong, but I didn't have any idea what it was. It's funny, I thought something was wrong with me. I dropped out of high school. And then when I finally went back to school, I failed an essay. And I was like, how does this happen? And they tested me and they found a writing disability at that time. Do you remember how many calls I would call mom and say, I'm gonna read you my essay because I'm not gonna recognize the grammar. And mom, like, always plays down, like, I didn't go to college. I'm like, oh shoot, you have no idea, like, how it's just sort of natural for you. Don't cry.
I met Janine in my very first job out of law school and one of her very first jobs out of law school. She knows what she struggled with in school, and she just doesn't want any other student to have to go through the same thing, and that inspires everyone around her.
So I'd like to see us expanding that piece too, of becoming legal services that really helps families that don't have access to legal services and justice. You know, really making sure that children get what they need so they don't end up struggling and waiting till they're 25 or 28 or 50 to get evaluations.
Education is so fundamental to outcomes for children that really fuels me. I'm a parent myself, and I know that every day I fight hard for them. And when I see parents who have struggles and aren't able to do that for their own kids, I want to be helpful.
She's used that knowledge to help lots of kids. That's really